Hey guys, what's going on? SpitBrix here, back from their LEGO Ninjago video, and in this video we're going to be checking out the evolution of the Garmadon minifigure all the way back from whenever we got our very first Garmadon minifigure in 2011 to all the way to present day in 2018. There's been a lot of changes along the way. Garmadon has been a villain as well as a good guy. He's changed between those a lot of countless different times, so we're going to be going over that in this video and just analyzing how Garmadon has changed through the years. If you are new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any other LEGO Ninjago action. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the evolution of Garmadon. From the backstory of Ninjago, we know how Lord Garmadon used to be. He was the brother of Wu, and they were both sons of the first Spinjitzu master. Now, after a quarrel with Wu, or a fight with Wu, Garmadon falls into the underworld, becomes evil, we all know, wants to get a hold of all four of the golden weapons. He takes over the Skullkin, or Samukai's army. He takes control of that and basically uses Samukai as a way to get all of the golden weapons he wants. From the first pilot season of LEGO Ninjago with the Skullkin, we did get our very first minifigure of Garmadon. I honestly would really like to have a young Garmadon minifigure, and maybe eventually LEGO will put out an exclusive set with that in it. I think that would be really cool. We'll just have to see. But this was the very first minifigure that we got. He has that larger samurai helmet with a bone on the very top. Very simple printing. And you guys obviously know what all happened in the pilot season. It basically set up the foundations of Ninjago that we know of today and put Garmadon as the main villain of it all. In the Serpentine season of LEGO Ninjago, we had a huge update to the Garmadon minifigure. This is probably my favorite minifigure still to this date, is the 2012 Garmadon minifigure with an extra set of arms. I thought this was an absolutely phenomenal minifigure whenever he came out. Super awesome that he could hold all four of the golden weapons. He has that chest armor piece that can fit onto a regular minifigure torso, which extends it upward. And since this time, we've gotten plenty of other four-armed minifigures, but at the time, LEGO didn't ever really do many four-armed minifigures, so he was a very cool minifigure to have. Now, after the Serpentine season of LEGO Ninjago, we had the final battle season in which pretty much Lord Garmadon teamed up with the Overlord to try and take over Ninjago. Garmadon obtained the Helmet of Shadows, in which he was able to control the Stone Army with that helmet. That ended up being how Dareth was eventually able to control the Stone Army in that final battle scene in the episodes. As for the minifigure though, nothing really changed. All he did was of course get that new and improved helmet on there. Of course, Garmadon actually ends up being possessed by the Overlord, so basically the Overlord was just using Garmadon the entire time for his own advantage, which really reminded me of how Garmadon uses Samukai from the pilot season to his advantage. So very interesting correlation right there. That possessed minifigure of Garmadon as the Overlord, like looking like a dragon, I think that would have been a phenomenal minifigure that unfortunately we never got. However, we do have to be content with what we ended up getting for this season. After the final battle in the middle of Ninjago City, Garmadon was practically cleansed of all of his evil ideas, evil personality, and he ended up becoming a Sensei. Now, granted, he did have some evil personality traits still in him that will be revealed, further on in the seasons as we go down the line, but at this time, everybody was really just expecting him to become a Sensei. He wanted to teach his son, Lloyd, he wanted to further him as the Golden Master, Ultimate Spinjitzu Master, and he really did a great job of that for a few seasons. And that brings us to around 2015, whenever Garmadon was actually brought up into the Cursed Realm pretty much. He was turned into an Anacondrae, and as you guys can see from the picture on the right, he ascended up into the Cursed Realm. As for the minifigure, it's not really any different to the previous one. However, it does have some cool printing on it, and it is nice to have the Sensei Garmadon minifigures. Here you guys can see him as an Anacondrae. I always thought this was a very unique aspect or part of Garmadon's life or storyline in the TV show. I always thought it was very intriguing just exactly how this all played out. Since I can't talk forever in this video, if you guys want to learn more about the storyline here, you guys can go ahead and rewatch the Tournament of Elements season of LEGO Ninjago. But moving on, the next big change for Garmadon, well, that was the Ninjago movie. There wasn't exactly a big change in between from that point, but here we do have the Ninjago movie. And although the movie is not canon to the TV show whatsoever, it is still a Garmadon minifigure. So although the timeline might not make sense with the actual TV shows, it's not supposed to. But as for these minifigures, we're going to go over them very quickly because they don't have much to do with the episodes at all. We'll start off with flashback Garmadon whenever he was dating Coco, that younger time in his life, which is definitely different than the TV show. There was also Jungle Garmadon, which he appeared in this sort of jungle outfit with that small little cloth piece a few times within the movie. And as for all of these different renditions of Garmadon in the movie, I personally loved getting all these different versions. It was great to have all these minifigures and definitely increased my collection of 4-arm minifigures that I own. And don't forget about the amazing deals we were able to get with the collectible minifigures with these Garmadon minifigures. For just $3.99, you could get yourself a 4-armed Garmadon minifigure, which is really cool, and all of them are very unique. We've never really gotten any of them that are similar to these. And of course, we have the original movie Garmadon here with that cloth piece that goes over him, which is a cool minifigure, very iconic for movie fans now. There really are a lot of differences between the Garmadon minifigures from the movie and the TV show, and that's why there was a lot of, I guess, discontent at the very beginning whenever we got all these trailers for the movie, because it was very different. But then again, I think everyone's kind of started to adapt to this new look. However, I know that there are still some LEGO Ninjago fans, including, me in some cases, that really would like to see an older style of Garmadon come back. And let's not forget about the 2 other collectible minifigures of Garmadon that we got, my favorite being Pajamas Garmadon over on the left, or Volcano Garmadon as he's referred to in the collectible minifigure series. After covering all that we have already covered, we are back to more of a modern time here for Ninjago. We have Season 8 of Garmadon, we have Resurrected Garmadon, which is definitely different than the Garmadon that we've seen in past seasons, because he doesn't really seem to have a soul or even any sort of emotional feelings. He seems almost to be more like a spirit than anything else. However, it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out in Season 9 with this Garmadon figure. In Season 8, though, he did get to his true potential, which all the ninjas got around in the Serpentine wave of LEGO Ninjago, but finally here, Garmadon gets to his true potential, and we get to see him with that. That was some really cool animations, and just an overall really cool concept that I really liked added in, because it makes sense that he needs to get to his true potential as well, and fighting Lloyd was definitely on his bucket list early on in the episodes and seasons of LEGO Ninjago, in which he was able to, well, you guys know that he did fight Lloyd in the last few episodes of Season 8. Now, let's go ahead and move on, though. We also have Season 9. Now, as the time of this video, we don't really have any sort of episodes or anything really for Season 9. We only have the sets, and we know that Garmadon does come in the sets, and he looks exactly the same. There's no difference of him, unfortunately. So, we're not going to be getting any sort of new Garmadon minifigure, and we'll just have to see how it pans out in Season 9. Since Season 8 of Ninjago ended so abruptly and on a huge cliffhanger as the ninjas went into the realm of Oni and dragons, Season 9 will pick up right where we left off, pretty much right there, which will continue being divided in between the Ninjago city that we know that we have Nia and Lloyd that stayed back there with Garmadon and Harumi, and of course the new realm that Season 9 will focus on, the realm of Oni and dragons, in which all 4 of the main ninja are there. Should be a really cool season. And that's the current evolution of Garmadon. Whenever you're watching this video, maybe there's another minifigure out, but as the time of me recording this video right now, we have up to Season 9 pretty much of LEGO Ninjago 2018. As you have all seen from this video, there's been a huge transformation of Garmadon from 2011 to 2018, and there really should be. If you think about it, that's 8 years of LEGO Ninjago sets. So there definitely should have been some alterations, and there was, and I really like the character of Garmadon because he's always changing, always being a little bit different, but at the end of the day, also staying true to his evil roots. He always seems to go back to being evil and that's what we have him as right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm SpitBrix. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, because it took a while to collect all of this information for this video and all these images. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. There are lots of other LEGO Ninjago content coming very, very soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. As always, I will see you guys later.